Are you a fan of magical girls? Do you miss the year-long adaptation? Do you want a show with fun merch that appeals to both kids and adults? That's you? Then you might enjoy Princession Orchestra, TAKARA TOMY's new project, from the staff that brought you Symphogear. Let's talk about the first 3 episodes and whether you should watch it. Princession Orchestra follows Minamo and friends exploring the world of Elyspia, a VR paradise that only girls can enter. When her best friend Nachi is attacked by evil Jamawocks, Minamo is spurred to action. It's a pretty simple setup, but it works. I think the series has a really fun concept. There's the virtual paradise that's only for girls, kinda like Prepara, and the fight singing, which is kinda like Symphogear. Let's cover the first 3 episodes just to see what it's about. Episode 1. The first episode introduces us to Minamo at school with her fiery best friend Nachi. Minamo is pretty chill, she's a very quiet character who's happy to cheer others on. They do a bunch of walking and then exposition. It's a slow start, but eventually we get to Elyspia, the magical paradise for girls and Elyspians. It's kind of a pastel wonderland full of fairies, and they even have an adventurers guild. There seems to be some kind of government. It's pretty weird. That's not even touching the fact that time moves slower in here, so they could do a whole concert, but IRL, it's only been a few minutes. So once they get to Elyspia, we meet Kagari Shirube. She's a famous idol that everyone knows. She's in a really fun outfit and starts performing, which is where the idol element of the show comes in. But suddenly, her concert is interrupted by an evil man, sending the crowd into panic. Minamo sticks around because she's worried about Kagari, but suddenly, a mysterious fighter appears, taking out the monsters effortlessly. The next day, the girls talk about it and go, oh, that wasn't an idol, that's something different. She was like a princess. It's a pretty specific term, but yes, there's lore about this too. There's a lot of setup in the first episode, so I think it's pretty slow. But anyway, Nachi's decided to do her own little concert, and Minamo is there to cheer her on. Unfortunately, Nachi gets attacked, and this is when Minamo goes, enough is enough. She rushes in to save Nachi, transforming into Princess Ripple. That's pretty much the first episode. It's very long. I know I might be Precure pilled because in that show 1 to 3 things happen each episode, but I think there was a lot that could have been cut from this. It did a great job showcasing Nachi and Minamo's friendship, while also establishing how Elyspia works. If you want the full lore, I'm sure the wiki will be more than happy to share that. Episode 2 starts right after her transformation, and Princess Zeal, the red one, notes that Ripple can't fight at all, so she takes care of the fight and leaves. Nachi recovers and decides not to let her first failure keep her down. Minamo's pretty worried, but obviously can't share her secret identity. After all, if people know she's a princess, it might put her friends in danger. So, once again, Nachi can't catch a break and is attacked a second time. This is the 3rd concert in a row where she's in danger. I wouldn't go back to Elyspia, but she's built different. Minamo transforms and we get her full transformation, which is really good, but I won't cover that till later. So basically, Minamo finds her reason to fight, and that's the fact that she wants to save her friends and she can't stand watching Elyspia be attacked by these men who don't belong there to begin with. We also get to see her attack, and it's insane. At the end of this fight, she gets a little trinket, which is called a song fragment. It's got musessence, which is like the energy of fun. It's a whole thing. I really like this episode because I feel like Nachi got to develop a little. At the end of it, she said she was trying really hard to catch up to Kagari, but now she's going to take it step by step. Despite my hatred for the exposition, I do think the show is good at giving us small character moments, because Nachi could easily have been one note, but she grows a little in just 2 episodes. Let's move on to the 3rd and final episode, which I watched for this video. So episode 3 is about Ripple and Zeal's friendship, which is important since they'll be a team later on. Look at the poster. It starts with Minamo following Kagari around school, trying to learn to be a princess. Kagari spots her pretty fast, and the two have a little chat. Here we learn that Kagari has a lot of childhood experience, coming from a family in the industry. Her dad's a TV choreographer, and her mom is an opera singer. Despite this influence, Kagari made the choice to start performing without pressure from either. When she's off stage, she's really calm and a little reserved about her feelings. And during the episode's fight, we meet a new general and see her transformation. At first, Ripple can't keep up, so Zeal takes charge, but using that little trinket from last episode, Ripple gets a quick little power up and they're able to fight as equals. It's really sweet to see them become friends, especially because Kagari starts off as this unreachable idol, and by episode 3, we're already getting to see more of her. That's something I love about the show. It moves very fast. It might get slow in the middle of the episodes, but that's basically the plot if you haven't caught up. I don't think I've spoiled too much because really not a lot has happened. And now that we've wrapped up the first 3 episodes, I want to dive into the non-plot stuff. The thing that really got me hooked was the art style. It has such a unique aesthetic. The light hair, dark eyes are really unique, and I appreciate each of the girls' designs. Let's just break down the main 3. Minamo has really cute ribbon hair and a casual blue outfit. The colors are really balanced with the tones in the hair matching her socks and shoes. I just love the roundness of it all. The hoodie jacket combo is a really good choice too. As Princess Ripple, she wears a white swimsuit with lots of blue accents. The sash across her chest reminds me of a medal, and the locked ribbon on the back is really interesting. I wonder what that lock motif is about. The poofy sleeves and wave skirt keep her covered up, while retaining the water motif. I think the skirt design is genius, probably the best thing on this outfit. Beyond this, the transformation is good like we mentioned, but the attack is insane. The attacks are really dynamic. Princess Zeal's too, it looks so lethal. So let's cover her now that we brought her up. IRL, she wears this sweater skirt combo that makes her look really long. She's very vertical in this render that they posted. I really like the outfit she sang in for episode 1 because it's really alternative and confident. I feel like it's more Zeal than Kagari because there's kind of a dynamic between the two of them. I like all the performance outfits though. I think Nachi looks great in hers too. As for the performances themselves, I'm still warming up to the music, but I like it. I think it'll catch on as we see them keep fighting. I think it's a really novel concept with a lot to show us. The exposition drags it down a bit, but after that, it's clear they've got their priorities straight. I'm looking forward to the green one coming out, and I hope we get a 6th Ranger. Some miscellaneous thoughts I have are that it's really cool how the villains are all named after instruments. They have a very alternative look, so they're clearly the counterpart to this clean idol concept that the MCs have going on. I'm really excited to hear new songs because the whole fight singing thing, I've never watched Symphogear, but it seems really interesting. TAKARA TOMY is also doing Aipri, and they kind of cross-promoted them at the start. I've noticed that the music here has a different feel than Aipri, and that feels like they're just, leaning into another demographic. Not that it's not a kids show, but it just feels like they have Aipri doing the squeaky clean baby music, and then this one is a little bit more interesting to listen to because it doesn't sound like anything we've heard from the Pretty series. Beyond that, I don't think there's anything else I left out. Oh, wait, Minamo's room looks really good. Whoever was doing the background art, whoever was coming up with the props, Minamo's room looks phenomenal. So much of the background art in this show looks really good, even the characters. It looks like a lot of effort was put into fully realizing this world, so I'm just so happy that we're getting a show this good and it's 50 episodes. I know this was a bit of a short video, but I wanted to share my thoughts on it since I think it's a really unique concept and I'd hate to see it get forgotten or ignored by people who don't know that it's airing. So let me know what you think of Princession Orchestra, and will you be tuning in for the remaining episodes?